Hello and welcome to Get Collected. I'm your host, Soul Brother Mike, and it's Thursday, May 18th, 2017, and you're listening to Season 3, Episode 9. Get Collected is co-hosted by Chrissy Cochran.
Hello.
Today, in What's the Deal, Chrissy will be telling you about what's new with her, and here's something she's going to share with you, an original song called The Look. And then in the last part of today's show called Feelosophy, I'm going to share with you 3 music production tips that I picked up from Gordy Johnson of Big Sugar. Now let's get to the show.
So what's the deal? Here's the deal. This Friday night, Mike and I will be performing in downtown Windsor on an outdoor stage at Chatham and Olette from 9:45 to 11:15 p.m. as part of the celebration of Windsor's 125th birthday and Canada's 150th birthday. Earlier in the day, there's going to be pole vaulting in the street, which is a pretty amazing sight to see. And they're also going to have a big screen showing the Memorial Cup games. And the weather looks great, so please come join us if you can. For more info about that, please visit chrissycochran.com/dates. Also, I've created a special lyric video of my cover of Four Strong Winds that I shared on our last episode of the podcast. I edited together some beautiful stock video footage of landscapes and leaves, and it really complements the images of autumn in Alberta that are in the lyrics. So you can find that exclusively on Facebook at facebook.com/chrissycochran. Now for the next part of today's show on Here's Something, I'm sharing with you my latest song request. It was prepared for a lady named Victoria in honor of Mother's Day this past weekend. She and her fella are currently traveling with a newborn child, so this song is all about their travels and their new little family. It's called The Look. Hope you enjoy. Summer morning, a new day up north. I was waiting for an answer when you opened the door. Your eyes met mine. It was the first time I saw the look that says it all without a single word. Who we are and what we just between you and me, and the look that says it all. Couldn't be together at the start, but we got closer anyway. It wasn't easy, but it felt so right, and we couldn't look away. But when we knew for sure, we finally put it into words. It was the look that says it all without a single word. Who we are and what we need is just between you and me, and the look that says it all. feel like I won the lottery. We could be in New York, Ohio, Kansas, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, Colorado, Missouri. As long as we're together, everywhere is home to me. So when I hear our little one crying, and I hold him in my arms, I think he looks just like you, darling, and he's got your gentle heart. This is everything to me, 'cause when our eyes meet, I see the look that says it all without a single word. Who we are and what we need, it's just between you and me, and the look that says it all. The look that says it all. The look that says it all. The look that says it all.
All right, that was The Look by Chrissy Cochran. Reach out to her on Twitter at Chrissy Cochran to let her know what you thought. Also, if you'd like to download and own that recording, simply subscribe to Get Collected Podcast on Patreon. So for $5 a month, you'll get access to all of the music we feature in the Here's Something part of our show, which is often rare and otherwise unreleased. So go subscribe now at patreon.com/getcollected. All right, now for the last part of today's show called Feelosophy. Today's episode of Feelosophy is going to be geared towards music creators and songwriters. I've had the pleasure of working with some incredible music producers over my career, from Phil Deschambault, the producer and songwriter behind Network's Ash Coley, and Gordon Williams, aka Commissioner Gordon, who produced Lauryn Hill's Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Today, though, I'll be sharing with you 3 music production tips that I picked up from Gordie Johnson, who is the singer and songwriter behind Big Sugar and Sit Down Servant. Now, the advice I received from Gordie wasn't exactly new to me, but it served as a great reminder of some of the basic tips that you can use when producing or writing a song. So here's 3 music production tips from Gordie Johnson. So number 1, don't forget about call and response. This technique really started in the church when after a sermon, the congregation would reply with an amen. A famous example of another 2-beat response would be Miles Davis's So What? Oftentimes, songwriters are alone with their instrument when they're writing a song, and remembering call and response as a technique is a powerful tool that captures audiences through what feels like social participation, even if the call and response only happens between the voice and the instrument alone. So that's tip number 1, don't forget about call and response. Number 2, if you're unsure on how your song should end, try ending with the title of the song. Oftentimes, the title of the song serves as a perfect last phrase, the phrase that the listener can walk away from the song with to remember what the song is, what it's about, and how they can look it up or search for the song again. So that's tip number 2, end your song with the title or title phrase. And lastly, number 3, if you have a song that develops from a verse into a chorus, try doing it differently the second time around. As a song evolves, going into sections slightly differently even will help resolve any monotony, or it's a great way of avoiding labels of laziness in your work. Making your transitions different and unique makes the song stronger as a whole, more progressive, and more captivating. So that's tip number 3, use different transitions. Now, there are no real rules in music, but I have found that these tips are very helpful, and I'm super thankful for Gordy Johnson for reminding me of these 3 ways to improve my songwriting. Maybe they'll help you too. All right, that's our show for today. Thanks so much for listening. Tune back in on Tuesday for an all-new episode of Dust It Off. Stay tuned and stay collected.